Hi, welcome to Tech Ranch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Integrated Development Environment, Eclipse. In this session, we are going to share information about how to download the software, installation instructions, configuration instructions, demonstrations, and we'll share some extra features. So let's see how we can download the Eclipse. All you need to go to this link, and there you will find out all various other kinds of Eclipse versions for different type of framework. Actually, Eclipse IDE supports not just only for Java, it's for C, C++, .NET, C#, PHP, JSP, HTML, SQL, almost all kind of frameworks and programming languages. So it's up to you. First, you need to decide which particular version of Eclipse you wanted to work on. Then you need to check with the files like Windows, Mac, Linux, or any other specific type of operating system is supported files you need to download. So just click on it, then you will see the installation. Once the download is done in your directory, you can start the installing. So there are two ways you can install your files. One way is by decompress installed files which need to extract and configure manually, and another kind of installation is installer that will extract the files and configure automatically, and it will be ready to use by just clicking executable. Now let's take a look. If you click on the installer, so it will start from like this. Once the download is done, then it will ask you to run the program. This is called installer. Now here you can choose the particular version to work on. You can upgrade your versions and frameworks and tools using plugin after the installations. But for the basic, I am using Java Developer to install. So once you choose Eclipse and go to the next, you will see the installer like this. And in the end, it will ask you to select the installation folder, where you can mention where do you want to keep your Eclipse installation folder and all the files required for Eclipse. So once the installation is done, then it will ask you to specify a particular workspace. So you need to just mention browse it and give the directory to workspace where all the projects are going to be saved. Once the workspace is selected, then it will show you the welcome page like this. Now from here you can go and start coding. The configuration of Java to Eclipse IDE. What you can do, you can go to the preference and you have to mention all the JRE and JDKs in this section. It's called installed JREs. You will go to the Java, there you can find out. Next, once this is called the library importing and exporting. So here what you can do is just keep all the libraries in one place and link those libraries from here to the Eclipse IDE. So all you can do, it will just first, for example, like this is the JRE, and here you need to give the JRE home directory. All you need to browse and select. This side, this is called JRE system libraries. So whatever kind of library you want to include in your application, all you need to just do add external jars and include here and do the finish. We'll show you the demonstration in detail about this, how you can do it like this. Classes 1.2 jar file. This is required for Oracle driver. So all you need to go to the Java build path, add external jars and include it. And this will include it in your application. Very simple. Now let's take a demonstration. Java Eclipse. So this is my Eclipse. Suppose I created a new application and I wanted to make Java project, and I have included already my configured JRE from here. You can see this is my JRE configured. I mentioned it all my JDK and JRE in this install JRE. So it is already included. So configuration is done. All you need to make a test project, and that's it. It's already set. If you have any other output folders, you can include it here. it will make a separate output folder where you can keep it, your files or images or any output you're looking for in your project. Add project test to build path. You can include the build path, and there are so many other features you can do it in this, like projects, including the projects, and the libraries, external jar files like classes 1, 2, activation, and XML or mail or JSP or mail API, ODBC, any kind of libraries you can include in this. So once it is done, I just finish and my test project is ready to use. Now here I'm gonna have a classes and package. It's up to you how you want to include it, a project. So test project, and here I'm mentioning my main method. You can have your generate comments on this, which will, it's a complete template for you to start coding on the first time. You don't have to write public class, main and anything. It will all ready to use for start coding. So suppose I just did this, and you can see it will give you some options. All you need to press Ctrl and space bar. This will give you all the options you want to make a code. You don't have to write system. Then what next? System out. Then you can have any other flush, equal, check error, append, format, anything you can use here. Print F, print L, print anything, you can use it here. Testing. So since it is already configured and it is automatically included your braces and termination and everything is auto completed. Now for compilation, all you need to just press Ctrl S. That means just save your file. IDE will automatically compile your Java file and create your class file and keep it in your classes folder. So what is happening, it is all automatically done by the Eclipse. You don't have to pass commands and arguments and anything. So once it is done, you can run by this way or this way. You need to give the profile how you want to run this program. Like it is a Java program, since so I made it in a Java application, and you can see this is executing. So I want to show you about the decompiler. So this is my Eclipse, and here we'll see installed new software, or you can go to your check for updates. Let's take a look, install new software, and let's take a look what already installed in my system. This is a list which I have already installed in my Eclipse, and you can see the CVS. This is called version control client. So with the help of this feature, what you can do, you can maintain your program versions and see when you made any changes. So that particular tool, this will help. What is happening when you create a change in a file and you see a difference in your current file and you're confused and you forgot that, oh my god, I made that change long time ago and it's still not showing here. So with the help of the CVS version, you can maintain your versions and you can compare and see the difference in two files and keep it in a safe in a server. So this is very important and interesting to use. We have SQL Query Builder tool. That also you can add it in a plugin where you will see the database IDE, and you see here plugin development environment, web developer tools. For example, if you have a different kind of web server, that also can be configured and deployed easily in this IDE. Glassfish, Eclipse plugin, and one of the most important thing I want to show you is called decompiler. Decompiler. This is the site. Okay, so this is the site. All you need to add and install, and once it is installed, what you can see here, for example, I have my test application and I want to include one library. So I will go to the properties and go to the build path, and I go to the external jars. I include one of the library files stored in my local system, and okay, now this library is included in my test. Now you can see when you expand this classes1 to jar file, you can see the drivers classes file. Or you can read it. You cannot edit it because it's a bytecode, but it is visible to you to see and what all functions included in this. This is very interesting and very important to see that. You can see Oracle driver. So this is called decompiler. Now if you confuse with what is debugging, so debugging will help you to make a mark in your project and see how it executes. So this is called debugging. So you can put the breakpoint in the debugging in the project, and when you run F11, it will give you the execution. Okay, this point, my project shows this output. Now next important thing to learn, if you are developing a Java web application. For example, I have my web application is called Test Web App. What you need to do first, you need to configure your server. For server configuration, what you need to do is go to the preferences, and here you can see the server. And here when you see the server, go to the launching, run environment. Here you need to set it up, all the server details, especially in the runtime environment like this. So once, if you did not add it, for the first time you need to add and select the versions of the server and type of the server, what server you are working on, like Apache, BE, or Glassfish, Object, Oracle, whatever. All you need to select, and if you don't have those adapters, you can download it and follow the instruction, just new and finish and mention it. And here you need to give the directory, home directory of that particular server, and of course you need the GRE too. So once it is done, this server is configured. Now server configuration is done, so it will create you a local instance of that server over here for you. You have to make sure for all kind of issues like a server port issue. Most of the time they will have like it's not configured, because when you create a number of instances of a server, what will happen, it will conflict and it will not work. So it will give you 404 error. So or sometimes another type of error like connecting port error. So you need to make the changes over here at that instance. So this is all about the server configuration. We have seen decompiler and debugging, server configuration, Java configuration, and there are some many more. You can do this. We have seen the SQL and importing and exporting. You can import and export the projects from here to local system and follow the structure of the files. So Eclipse configuration, we have seen decompiler, we have seen server configuration, import and export application, database script tool, and debugging. You can see here for execution with the server, what you can do, all you need to see SQL. This is a SQL, and once you save a file in a SQL form, you can simply see the difference that it will help you to connect the profile, name, database, and connect it and auto commit and whatever. So this will support your database IDE too. Now extra features, if you see here, we have seen plugin manager, decompiler, easy deployment, easy navigation, auto completion, organized import and quick fix project, version control, and there are many more hidden features of Eclipse which are very useful for Java developer or any programming language specialist. So far we have seen Eclipse. If you find any other queries and issues, please reach us at techranch2019@gmail.com and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Next session we are going to show you about NetBeans IDE. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching this video, and please subscribe us for more updates. Let's make coding fun.